Oh boy, I think it started. Okay. I'm going to YouTube and I'm going to copy this live stream link, send it on Discord. I don't see it actually. There it is. Okay, Minecrab, herding sieves into a boat. I'm gonna copy that link and share it. Let's see, Minecrab live stream. It started. Today we are corralling some sieves into a boat. And send that live link. Why is it so long? Let me actually go to the live page so I can get a shorter link. One watching. Okay, someone sees it. Hello, watcher. Or if that was me, I don't know. Okay, I'm sharing the link on Discord right now. Minecraft live stream has started. Today we're corralling some sieves into a boat. I'm gonna send that. Whatever place. Maybe two. Maybe I'll send it on the archive too. Alright. So I got 3 KO. And okay, I'll send it to Omni Archive. Self-promotion? Alright. Oh, wait, I gotta react crab to them too. Hold on. I always react crab to the Minecraft promotion messages. Okay. There we go. Got the crab reactions on them. Alright. Well, hello. Streaming for the first time in a long time, so pardon me as I try to figure out how to do this again. I need to get the chat visible for myself. Let's see if I can do that in OBS. I'm going to stream. No, that's not where you do it. Well, that's okay. I can just look on YouTube, I think. Let me pull it up on YouTube. I'll just keep that to the side. So I'll be watching my own stream. Just need to make sure to mute it so I don't create an echo chamber. Oh, I have a few people watching. Thank you guys. Okay. I've got the chat open now. Hello! In-game sound is very loud. Uh-oh. Okay, let me try fixing that. Alright, audio capture. I'm gonna decrease it to -17. Let's see. Tell me, is that better? Is the walking sound compared to me talking? Oh, and there's the Steve's making noise. Okay. I'm talking very quiet. Okay, let me try fixing that as well. It's not nighttime for me. How can I fix that? Maybe I just bring it closer to myself? That would help. So, I'm trying a new headphone that I just opened. The background sound there was the Steve's, so... Wait, unless you mean something else. Is this what you're talking about? You're talking about the Steve's? Steve's over here are nice and quiet. Okay, that was it. Awesome. Alright, so today, the goal is to transport 2 Steves in here up into the boat that I have created right there. and I need to do some explanation on why. So when I was doing the episode where I was showing the discontinued Steves, the ones that are making not any sound, I pressed G all the way until the Steve limit. There's a limit to how many Steves you can spawn in this version, and I spawned all the remaining ones that I had into this hole to make lots of sound. So I can press G right now, and I can no longer spawn any Steves. And there's no way to get these Steves outside of the world. Like below the world where they would die. No way I can punch them to kill them, so they are permanent in the world. But I want to use 2 of these Steves for the next episode, episode 20. In episode 20, let me turn off this. Let me hope. In episode 20, we've updated classic 0.0.23a_01. And this version is infamous for a specific bug that I'm going to be showcasing, and that's if you take gravel or sand, and if they fall onto water, or lava, but I don't have lava, if they fall into water, the gravity block swaps with that liquid. So you can get water or lava to higher Y levels. Right now, the highest I can get it at is Y level 31, which is sea level. So I'm going to do what every classic player has to do at least once. I'm going to flood the whole world. And for a bit, I made Noah's Ark. So this is supposed to be Noah's Ark. It's kind of based off the shipwreck structure from much later versions of Minecraft. And I want to have 2 of every mob into this ship. The fun part is that there's only one mob, and that's the Steve. So I want to get 2 Steves up in here. Let me climb up to it. I'll show the area I had set aside for them. So I want to get 2 Steves up here, but I can't spawn them anymore. If I had thought this out, I should have stopped spawning them 2 before the mob limit, and then I could have just pressed G up here, spawned 2 Steves, and they'd be in here. They'd be safe in this ark. This ark is up at the build limit, and it's surrounded by blocks, so when the water flood covers the entire world, it will be safe. So I can't spawn them, but I still want to get 2 Steves up here. My goal is to transport 2 Steves all the way from there up into here, which is not going to be a short task. I'm going to build a tunnel that will direct them directly into the cage, and that's the goal for today. I need to check the comments by switching tabs. Let's see. Okay. The Minecraft live stream, yes. It's a very rare stream. The Steves are permanent until you upgrade out of Classic. Yes, that's true. In fact, all the Steves are going to disappear in the next update when we go to Classic 0.25. So I'm only moving it up here for the video, just a short joke. You guys got to see the kind of behind the scenes, how I'm getting them up here. It's going to be a bit arduous to bring them all the way out into here instead of just spawning them. That's why you're posting about the shipwreck rudder. Yes, I was just looking at it to recreate the ship. I thought it was a good model. And if you look at the back of the ship, it also has the same rudder that is in the shipwreck structure. I didn't have all the slabs, trapdoors, fences that exist in modern Minecraft. I replaced those fences with logs. No way to kill the Steves, correct? It's going to be painful to do. Yes, it is. Moving Steves is quite difficult. So the goal is to build a tunnel, and I don't know the best way to transport Steves vertically. My thought is a staircase is not the best way to do it, but I need to test that. So to start, I just need to capture one to test that. And hopefully one just wanders in. Thanks. Okay, that was nice. Let me make sure he doesn't escape. Okay. My thought is to transport it vertically, I'm just going to wait for it to jump and then place a block under it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that seems to work pretty well. So I think transporting it vertically shouldn't be too difficult. And then horizontally, I just need to make a tunnel and block it off whenever it moves in the correct direction. And that way it will be forced to keep going in one direction. Um, so I need to create a tunnel all the way to the ship. And maybe the best way to do that is first transport them up to this ground level, then tunnel them so we can just use the ground over to that ship, and then transport them up. I think that will be the plan. Let me check chat again. We should put 2 silent Steves and 2 noisy Steves in the Ark. That is a good idea. See, my current plan was only to do 2 silent ones, but should we consider there's 2 mobs, so the silent mob and the noisy Steve. I like that idea. I think I will do that. That would be even more work, but we can have 2 of each mob, and the 2 mobs are the silent Steves and the and the noisy Steves. All right, change of plans. We're going to bring up 4 Steves, not 2. Thank you for the suggestion. Um, if I'm going to do that, I need to make sure the noisy cage is far enough away from the quiet cage, because otherwise you won't be able to tell the difference. So maybe I need to move where the current cage is. I would probably want the cages to be as far apart as possible. So when you're by the silent Steves, you can tell they're not making any noise. So I could put one over here. This is the treasure chest in the shipwreck. I just put a gold block. But I'm going to change this into a cage. Let's see. I can change what the cage looks like later. I just need the locations. Can I? No. Okay, they can escape this right now. I can just let's see, block out the sides. No, they're still going to be able to jump out. Okay, how about put a glass block there? Get rid of those. That would work as a cage. Okay, so one of them will be over there in that extreme, and then we can have the others back here. All right, and hopefully that's far enough that if I'm standing over here, you can tell they're not making the noise. If you can hear the noise of the loud ones, which maybe are over here, it will be a lot quieter anyway. All right, so we're starting with the quiet ones. Should the quiet ones go in this cage, in the light, or the one down in the basement? It doesn't really matter. Let me check chat again. The noisy ones would be much harder because you group them all together. I was thinking that, but didn't want to give it extra work. Yeah, this is double the work. Um, the noisy ones would be much harder because you group. Yeah, I will have to break them apart before I pull some out. And then once I break them apart, there's really no way to get them back together. Um, well, no, that's not true. I could just make a hole in the ground and they'll all fall into it, but it will be at a lower Y value. Getting all the C's together in the same space again at the same Y level, I think would be very difficult. Okay. I'm going to create a tunnel here. So this will be where they get transported upwards. Just using leaves as a scaffolding. So this middle column, I guess I don't need to fill in. I'll fill it in as they jump. This should work. All right. Build the tunnel up to the ship. And they'll come in here. 3, 4. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So they'll come up here, and I just want to temporarily put it like that. All right, and that will get them into the cage. Now, that's the vertical tunnel at the end. I just need to make a horizontal one so that we can get them to here. Use funnel technology to group them back up. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, they could all walk up and then just go back into a hole again. That could work. What's the difference between loud and quiet Steves? So this comes from a few versions ago. We had Steves before a field existed called the Make Sound field. I think that's what it's called. And when we updated Steves from that version out that field, it didn't have any Make Sound field, to a later version, which added the Make Sound field. The Steves defaulted to Make Sound false. So they have no step sounds when they move around. While all the newer ones that you spawn in, they do have step sounds. So that's a discontinued feature. It's one of my discoveries that I made over on the discontinued features wiki Discord, and it allows you to have. It's the first discontinued mob, which is pretty cool. They will all get deleted after the next update when we go to classic 0.25_05 survival test, which is sad. But it's fun to have them while they last. Actually, if you were to skip the survival tests, go way into, I think, Indev, then the mobs would still exist. If you're using a faithful converter, it should convert the mob ID, and the mobs still exist in Indev. And I think they've changed forms, so they're one of the new mobs they create in Indev, and that's like the weird models that aren't very square, including Rana, Steve, Black Steve, and the others. So you could convert them into later versions, I believe. But you would have to skip the survival test, and I definitely want to play in the survival test. So we will lose the Steves during our update. Let's see. Would fast forwarding your clock help speed up the transport backlight? Yes, it would. It definitely would. I'm not going to do that while on live stream because if you fast forward your clock too far, you won't be able to connect to the internet anymore. I've had this happen before when I was fast forwarding a lot. What was that? 2 episodes ago. When I was fast forwarding a lot, I'd get so far into the future that suddenly the web browser won't work. So if I do that on live stream, I'm worried I might get disconnected. Maybe if I was running in a virtual machine, I'd be able to do that safely. I could fast forward the time on a virtual machine, and then it wouldn't affect the stream if I was streaming the virtual machine. So if I need to use fast forwarding for something and I want to stream it, that might be how I do it. Create a virtual machine, fast forward in the virtual machine, but leave the normal machine at the correct time so it can still connect to the internet. All right, this tunnel has made a good progress. It's right there where we need to connect to. Need to create some elevator out of there. These mushrooms are kind of annoying. And I could actually talk more about the mushrooms. This is something I'm going to bring up in the next episode. Um, I really made a mistake with the mushrooms. So in early classic, up until now, mushrooms require light. Starting in the survival test, mushrooms require dark. So if I was to update my world right now into the survival test, all of these mushrooms would decay. Like right now, they decay if they're under uh, some darkness. So there you go. One just disappeared. This one will disappear after a little bit. There. In the next version, they actually do the reverse. They'll decay in the light. That is a change I knew about and prepared for. I thought I had a clever solution to that problem, which I'm going to be talking about in the next episode. It's this glass ceiling. So the idea was to create a glass ceiling across the entire world and have water that would spread out over the glass ceiling, creating a sort of water blanket across the whole world. So I'd have this water actually held up by floating gravel, a series of floating gravel connectors that would go between all the water. I'd have to break one gravel, and that would update all the gravel at once. It would all fall across the world, unleashing the water. Then I'd leave, update to the next version, and the water would spread. It would cover the mushrooms, creating shade for them before most of them would decay. A few might decay before the water spreads over them, but most of them would be saved. And I thought this was a very clever solution. However, there was another change that was not mentioned in the Minecraft wiki. I will add it. And that's the blocks that mushrooms need to be on changes when you update to the survival test. So right now, mushrooms are like plants. They need to be on either dirt or grass blocks. But in the next version, mushrooms need to be on either stone, cobblestone, or gravel. That is a change. It wasn't in the Minecraft wiki changelog. I didn't realize mushrooms ever had that requirement, because now you can just place mushrooms on whatever block. But I figured this out after I began construction on the glass ceiling. I made that little section. I was just testing if it would work on that little section. The mushrooms would get shaded, but they would still be decaying. I'm like, what? Why are they decaying? And that's when I realized what was going on. I looked at the code. Okay, I'm going to start transporting this Steve down our tunnel. I'm just going to join him. Oh, that might have been a bad idea. Hold on. Don't come in here. Okay. I'm just going to stay one block above him, actually. So, yes, mushrooms now require... oh no. I shouldn't have placed twice. Mushrooms now will require... oh, don't want to escape. To be on either stone, gravel, or cobblestone. And there's no way that I can just swap out all the blocks with stone, cobblestone, or gravel quickly. Like I could just quickly make a water blanket across the whole sky. So unfortunately, I wasted a lot of my time. These brown mushrooms are all going to decay when we update. Something I'm going to mention in the next episode. Sorry, let me keep working on the Steve. And let me make a new block here to block him off. And not all the work was lost. I think the dirt will still be useful. Because we're going to the survival test. After we go to the survival test, we go back to late classic creative. We're back in quote unquote creative mode. So we have infinite resources. Will you just go through there? Thanks. Okay. And I think we can use the dirt for flowers. So flowers will also become um, limited resources in later versions until like bone meal comes out much later. Um, oh, oh, good progress. Keep going. Ah. So I will keep the dirt and then update. Wow, update the dirt into like later survival versions with flowers on top. So the dirt isn't lost. The mushroom part, which took a very long time, many hours, is all going to decay, unfortunately. But yeah, that's gonna happen. If you're playing along with me and you haven't got to this version yet, or the version where I place the mushrooms, I would say don't place the mushrooms. Some a lesson you can learn from my playthrough. Let me look at the chat. Let's see. Um, wouldn't the faithful converter convert these to zombies? I'm not sure, honestly. I haven't looked at the converter in a while. My question is how the world has continuity between episodes. I've never managed to save or load a world in a pre-classic era version of Minecraft. That's a good question. I'm using Betacraft to save, so I'm not using the default Minecraft launcher. And in it used to allow you to save to a proxy, so you could actually save to Betacraft's website. Um, Now it offers like an offline save option you can use as well. So you can save if you use the Betacraft server on classic and pre-classic versions. 600 subs. Yes, I'm very excited about that. The last episode did very good. I'm excited about that. Um, there's a lot of audio issues I should mention. Right now I'm using a new headphone I just. Oh no! Oh no! 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 Steve could have just escaped. Oh, that would have been a disaster. Okay, I gotta be more careful. I'm using a new headphone. I was using my phone. It seems like my phone's microphone was messed up, but then the real audio issue was the channel problem, which is something I had before and I thought I had fixed. And that's because of DaVinci Resolve. Oh, oh no. What? How did I press twice? Oh no. Get back in there. Get back in. Get back in. Go, go, go. No, no, no. Oh, okay, we recaptured. I thought I only pressed once. Shoot. Okay, just lost some progress there. Alright, get back over. Oh, okay, we're back to horizontal transportation. We're out of the elevator. Okay. Yes, so the real bad problem in the last episode was with the channel. I had all the audio set to the left channel, and this is because of DaVinci Resolve. I want multiple audio tracks, so I can play multiple sound effects at the same time. Like maybe I'm talking, but I want a sound effect to play. I put that audio in a different track. Or, as I did in the last episode, maybe I want to fade audio. So the intro was supposed to gradually fade, and then it was supposed to be me to start talking. Just like a gradual transition so it doesn't just immediately stop the intro and then I start talking. So I create multiple input streams, or not, sorry, not input streams, tracks. And I want them all to be on like the left and right channel. But by default, DaVinci Resolve sets track 1 to like right and track 2 to left. And I thought I had fixed that. I'd gone in and set both of them to stereo. But apparently you need to make another change. You also have to set all the channels to go to the left and right channel manually. Um, so it was such a bad mistake. that I re-uploaded the last episode. I uploaded it. I had pulled like an all-nighter to finish it because I had set this deadline to myself. I was really proud of this episode, and then I get this awful comment. It's like, my left ear enjoyed this, and when I read that, my heart skips. I'm like, what? Oh, no, 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 don't escape. Oh, I double clicked again. Okay, I need to stop doing that. But I get this comment. It's like, my left ear enjoyed this. I'm like, what do you mean? That doesn't mean I did the same mistake again, right? And then I checked, and I realized they were right. And I was like, how could I make that big mistake again? Because I had created this document that I was running through, and one of the checks I had was make sure it works on headphones. And okay, it's safe now, even though it double clicked. So that is one of the, gotta block this off. One of the final checks I did is make sure it works on headphones. I did that before I rendered it. I did it after I rendered it. I did it after I uploaded it to YouTube, but before I published. In all of those cases, I didn't notice it. See, I was wearing headphones, new headphones, and I still heard it on both ears. Like, it was only on the left channel, but I'd pick up my left side of my headphone, and I could still hear it on the right side. What I didn't realize is it's actually louder on the left side and just quieter on the right side. Apparently my headphones will still play the left track on the right side, just quieter. So that's something I've learned. And I panicked. I'm like, I need to re-upload this. I'm not going to have the same problem again. So I go to the DaVinci Resolve, my editor. I try to fix it. And I re-render this whole thing. And re-rendering it takes like half an hour. And after the rendering, there still is new issues now. It was like I fixed some of the audio issues, not all of them were fixed. The most glaring one was that the intro was just completely gone. So I'm like, I can't upload this. This is arguably even worse than the original one. So I go back to DaVinci Resolve and I try to patch that one. I add in the intro song. We need to get another Steve here while I'm talking. Okay. Oh, wow. No, too many. Come on, somebody guy's gonna come out of there. I only need one more. Oh my. Oh, now there's no one. There. Okay, we got one. So yeah, I add the intro song back, but there's still more issues. So my hasty fix of the audio channel problem created other issues. The sounds for the breaking of the stone blocks was lost. The sound for the breaking of leaves was lost. And there's kind of like a cutoff on the intro song. It sounds really quiet, and then it gets louder. But I just said, after I uploaded this new version, which took half an hour to process, half an hour to upload, I said I need to stop. I'm just going to live with those audio mistakes. They're not as bad as just having it in this one channel. So yeah, I'm sorry about those audio problems. It was really disappointing to me because I put so much time into this episode, and then the upload process did not go as my expectations had built it up to. I was really excited to upload it, but then that made it just like a disaster. I was like, how did I mess this up? I like, oh, should I really spend the time to upload it? I don't know if you've seen the CGP Grey video about when he made a really big mistake in his T-Koi video, but that's really how I felt. And similar, it's just like, should I go back and upload it? YouTube's gonna be like, oh, you re-uploaded your video. Now you're not getting as many views, and I don't know. But I don't really care much about views. I'm just trying to have fun with the world. So that's fine. I am happy with the video. It still outperformed what I was expecting. Oh, he went all the way over. I think it's the number one, number two Minecraft episode I've ever uploaded. Um, I just wish I didn't have so many problems with the audio. If I didn't have that, I'd feel like, wow, I did a really great job. But no, I feel like I kind of messed up this episode that I worked so long on. But for the future, I'm trying to fix this. I have created a checklist, and I want to run through it every time before I upload. I want to get a second opinion to hear it before I upload it, make sure everything sounds good. And what was the other thing? One other check I was going to put in place. Shoot, I forget what I was going to say. Yeah, I just want to check that the audio sounds good before I upload it, which is something I should have done. I tried, but I didn't do it correctly. So if I get someone else to check it, I think that's a good idea. I've got a new mic I'm going to try for the next episode as well. Hopefully this improves the problems that I have had. There's really been so many audio problems throughout the Minecraft series. This is just a continuing problem at this point. But I knew that when I started. I was like, I've got a terrible mic. Oh no, the other one's going to fall. Oh, okay. I've got a terrible mic. I just said, by the time I get to ImpDev, I'm sure I'll have a better mic. And that's when it really matters. You know, like, I want to have some deadline when I'll say, I've improved my audio. Maybe when I get to an infinite world, that's when it matters. But that's taken way longer than I expected because I had uploaded so slowly. Magikarp just made me look, and I haven't streamed since December of 2024. So this is, oh no. Okay, I just need a staircase at this point. So this is a very rare stream, you know? I don't stream very often. So thanks for joining me. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing here. They're both kind of in the cage. I just need to repair the boat at this point. So, okay, these are two silent Steves that will survive the flood. Alright. I think I will repair the ship later. I will go on to the noisy Steve. Let me look at the comments. Or sorry, the chat. Steve AA gotta be the goofiest nonsense. Yeah. You should always be able to save the world by pressing enter. Yeah. Oh yeah, because these versions used to be on the website. In a Java applet. Yes. I still have the memories from years of playing Classic 0.30. That's awesome. I am amazed you're still watching Minecraft this much later. I never played Classic when it originally came out. I started in 1.3 in 2012. Let's see. May expand the tube 2 blocks wide so it can't escape. That's a good idea. Like a backup. Like that time it escaped could have been a lot worse if I didn't capture it. I'm gonna need a new tube. Okay. So I gotta be really careful in here, otherwise they're gonna go everywhere. Like they will quickly explode out of here if I mess up any block. Alright, let me break the lower block first. Okay, I'm gonna just make a whole cage here. Because I need to spread out so I can just capture a single one. So give them plenty of area to expand out here. Oh, that looks like a block I didn't set to cloth. Okay, I don't know if this is going to be enough space. If not, I can expand it again. There is a lot of Steves in that small area right now. Alright, here we go. Alright, I need more room. I cannot just pull out a single one from this. Wait, let me turn back on, turn sound back on. Oh wow. Okay, I need to spread it out a whole lot. Maybe I can just funnel a few out, and then I won't need as much area. Okay, I'm gonna break this and try to close it as quickly as I can. Or no, the corner has more, so I'll break this one here. Shoot. I didn't break the block under enough. Okay, respawned. I don't know where that one's going. I guess it doesn't really matter. Like, they're just gonna be deleted after I update. I don't know where it's gonna end up now. Was it just one that escaped, or did multiple? Okay, that one escaped. Oh no, yeah, don't go in there. That's supposed to be the quiet ones. Okay, one captured. No one's making sound in there. Okay, let me take further away. Okay, I don't hear anyone making noise. Wait, let me check chat. Did anyone tell if there's one Steve or multiple? Okay, sorry, I'm behind on the chat. I wish I had it on the side here. Okay, you were streaming with DaVinci. No, I'm using OBS to stream. Yeah, I'm editing with DaVinci. I should hire Kai's as an editor. That's true. Kai's an amazing editor. If you saw, he actually edited Minecrab episode 1, and he did a much better job than I did. Okay, I started beta 1.8. Wow. It sounds like a machine gun. Yeah, it does. You can't just spawn new mobs where you want. Yes, so I spawn all of the Steves that I can in this world. Let me turn the sound back off. There's a limit to how many Steves you can spawn in this version, and if I had thought it out, I would have saved two Steve spawns until this version, but I spawned them all for the sound episode because I wanted to make as loud of a sound as I could. So I'm at the cap of the number of Steves I can spawn. If I press G, which I'm doing right now, I can't spawn anymore, and there's no way to kill them. Like, I can punch these guys, they aren't going to take any damage, so they're permanent. Like, there's no way to remove a Steve in this version once you create one. I have to transport them if I want to get them somewhere else, and that's why I have to do all this piping of Steves to fix the problem, to get them up there. Alright, so I need to get 2 noisy Steves out of here. I'm trying to get 2 noisy and 2 quiet Steves into Noah's Ark before we flood the world. I'm going to attempt again to siphon off a few. This time I'm breaking the lower block first so they don't jump out of here. Okay, as soon as I can, I'm going to block this off. Oh, the mushrooms. Come on. Okay, they really like my gap. Okay, OBS just reconnected. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. We got 2 Steves out here. So I think these will be the 2 that get saved from the Great Flood and go up to Noah's Ark. Alright, I need to not do that. I need to build a tunnel. I think I will just bend around the fractal here. I'm gonna go ahead and break the mushrooms that are in the way. Or I guess I only need to break or place the top block. I don't need the bottom one. As long as I'm careful. Like, I can just do it like this. That should work. Okay. Make a turn here. and I'm going to connect to the existing pipe to get it up to the boot. Alright, that's one side of the pipe. Let me check the chat. OBS helped you. Yes, thank you, OBS. Yeah, I use OBS for recording, and then I take the recordings and put them to DaVinci Resolve, which is an amazing editor. I would highly recommend it. The only problem I have with it is the audio channel problem. They shouldn't default multiple audio tracks to go into a specific channel, like left or right. I think if you want to make a channel that's only left or right, you should have to go out of your way to do that. I think it's more likely if you have multiple audio channels, you just want multiple audio effects playing at the same time. So this has affected me at least in 2 episodes at this point. So yeah, that's my one qualm with DaVinci Resolve. Otherwise, it's a really great editor, and it's completely free. Alright, we've connected this pipe up to here. Let me get rid of the blockers. Oh, and I need to change where it gets up, because we want to put it on the other side of the boat. I'm going to have the noisy Steves on one side, and the quiet Steves on the other side. So around where those leaves are. Let's see, I think it's about here. Let me check. Alright. Yeah, that's a good spot. Alright, if they come up here, then they will go into this cage. Okay, and Magikarp suggested we should probably make this safer. Maybe one way I could make this safer is just create an outside cage. So if they get out of this elevator, which seems to keep happening, because I keep double clicking on accident, hopefully this will capture them. It's kind of like a safeguard. Okay. Now I need this to connect over there. Pass this. Alright, build a wall on this side. It's lagging a little. Turn up the fog, or lower my render distance. Let's see. Okay, well, one in here. There we go. Okay, so the Steves will come in here, and then I need to make the walls of this elevator. Alright. Then one side I can start without a wall, because that's the side I just need to build up alongside the Steve. Alright, and that should bring him up into here. Okay, this side I'll build up as I go up with the Steve. Start this middle column that's empty. Cool. Now I wonder if we could do 2 Steves at once, or if that would slow it down. Let me check the chat here. By the way, you know you can open a tab with just chat and not the stream. Is the 3 dots on the chat. Let me try that. Pop up. Pop out chat. No way. Wait, does that work? Can I pull that? Oh, but how can I keep playing Minecraft and have that on the side? Because when I click Minecraft, it goes over the pop-up. Maybe I would have to have Minecraft not in full screen mode. Let me try that. I'm gonna close out of Minecraft. I think the stream will be black for a little bit. Um, just a minute. I'm gonna try starting Minecraft not in full screen. Okay. Let's say I take up all of this room and load in. I start falling. I'm gonna recenter it. Let's see, transform. Fit the screen. Perfect. Okay, and now I can put in the side the stream chat. Okay, I can see the stream chat now without having to pause each time. Well, it's a little squished. Let me move Minecraft to the side. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Cordy. That actually helped a lot. I can see the chat now without having to leave each time, which I probably should have figured out before I started streaming. Alright. Now we are ready to bring two noisy Steves to Noah's Ark to survive the Great Flood. I think I can just break this block. Hopefully they figure their way up to the stairs. Oh, there we go. Nope. Yes, I did. Thanks, Cordy. Alright. Hopefully one of these Steves climbs up. Oh! Oh! Came back down too quick. Okay, I might need to just do the elevator thing again. That seemed to work well. Alright, I just need one to go in there. Okay, I should block it off first. Ah. Get some fun RNG, hoping the Steves come in here. Know where to push them or lead them. Steves are professional rage beaters. Absolutely. As soon as they go into where you want, they just turn around and leave. Oh, okay, we got one. Let me make sure he doesn't go back. Build him up. We'll just do one at a time. Let's see. Steves escape immediately when you don't want them, but don't cooperate when you want it. Yes. They just randomly go, and they always choose the one that you don't want them to go. There, block him off. There's nothing I can do to force them to go where I want. I just have to hope the randomness eventually brings them in the right direction. If I got extremely unlucky, maybe they just never go backward, or never go in the direction I want, you know? Like, what if it just constantly went into this block? It never decided to turn around. What do I do? I just have to keep waiting. Alright, we've made a turn. Come on, you can do it. Yeah. So this Noah's Ark is going to be like right before I flood the world. I'm gonna be like, I've created Noah's Ark. It's got two of every mob, and thanks to the suggestion of, let me go up to check here. Camarad Matto. We're actually going to have two noisy Steves and two silent Steves, and we'll be like, I have two of every mob, two silent Steves and two, I guess, noisy Steves, and then they'll survive the flood in the Noah's Ark. You know what, getting two silent Steves makes me feel better, because even if I had, I don't know, not spawned, whoa, it's really going now. Don't go back. Even if I'd really spawned only two below the cap, I could spawn two up there, but I would still need to get the silent ones. So I'd have to do this anyway. Unless I thought way in advance and had spawned the silent Steve all the way in here, but that's fine. Steve that refused to move left, yes. Whichever direction I wanted to go. Oh, except right now. Keep going. My suggestion has doubled the workflow. It has, but it's a good idea. Because there really is kind of two mobs. I mean, they're the same mob ID, but at least one property that's different. It's like having, I don't know, the different types of rabbits, but it's just a different type of Steve. Yeah, you gotta be really patient to play most of the older versions. Yeah. Yeah, another thing, this is the last version before survival. So, um, in the episode, there's going to be like a major project that I want for the survival test. Um, but I'm going to dig it out in this version. I haven't yet, just because I can instant mine in this version. I don't have to slowly mine the whole thing out. At least moving Steves is quicker than waiting 2.1 billion ticks. Absolutely. That was terrible. I wouldn't recommend that to anyone. Um, I think I spent all that time to get a negative tick count, and everyone's just like, oh, yeah, that's cool, I guess. It's not like I spent all that time to create some huge project. Just like, oh, okay, you got a negative tick count. Well, it's actually what, 4.2 billion, I think, because I got to -1. You should remove all the blocks and fill the entire world with solid sponges. Why? Okay, we got that huge Mender sponge, which was one of my previous streams, actually. It used to be stone. We replaced all the stone with sponges. So we got lots of sponges in this world. Looking forward to survival tests. Me too. I'm very excited for the survival tests. I mean, there's so much that changed in the survival tests. I'm wondering if I could even get all of it into one episode. Like, is that much that changed? It depends how much, I don't know, detail I could fit in. Do you see the news version series that someone started recently? They mentioned you as my yes, 3KO. They were just chatting in here earlier. They did a great job in their videos. Much better editing than me, and much better building as well. Like I really enjoyed the Roman-inspired architecture in that video series. Um, I'm glad to have inspired them, and I think they inspired me somewhat too. I recently got more time to start working on it again, and that inspired me. Like, oh, 3KO did this amazingly. I kind of want to continue my series as well. It's like, oh, 3KO, man, reminded me of how much fun I had doing this. So I've always wanted to keep working on this. i I know there's been long gaps between it, but this has always been in my mind. I always want to continue working on this world. It's not going anywhere, even if I do it extremely slowly at times. I found you through 3KO. Oh, thanks. Yeah, 3KO is awesome. Um, they did a fantastic job. I love the newer episode too. That was great. Um, with the Steves. I never thought about the emotions of a Steve before that episode, man. I definitely have not treated them fairly. I guess I'm continuing my maltreatment of them by flooding all of these Steves. Like I'm only saving 4 Steves. All these Steves are going to drown. Well, not really drown. They're all going to be submerged into a huge flood. I've already, put them off a cliff and made them fall for days, weeks, just falling into the void. Now I'm going to submerge them in giant flood. Your series has given me shocking premonition regarding my pre. Oh, yes. Okay. About my pre-alpha world, I'm scared of it all turning to stone. Yes, it's true. It all turns to stone. It becomes petrified. Um, was this? I think this was originally cobblestone. Yeah, I think this was cobblestone. Maybe that was cobblestone. No, that couldn't have been cobblestone. The Mender Sponge used to be all stone. So I think what 3KO is going to do is use the polyworld method, which is different than the way I'm playing it. So in polyworld, you create new worlds, and then you use an external program to kind of stitch them together. Um, I'm trying to stick very vanilla in my series. Maybe except conversion, that's probably the least vanilla thing I'm going to do. But that means I'm kind of stuck to this one world. Like I've been stuck in this 256 by 256 world since the very start. Like I've spent, I don't know, almost 6 years now stuck in this little area. And that means for builds, I'm very careful about what I build because there's such limited space. Like if I build some huge structure, I've kind of taken that space away, and now I have less room for future versions. Not only I gotta get through all the classic versions, but in Div as well. It's all going to be stuck in the same area. Inevitably, that's going to mean some things I'm going to replace because I'm just like I'm completely out of room. Um, like this mob farm, which was made for the Steves, it takes a huge area of the world. I'm thinking in the future, most of that might need to be destroyed, for example, as a hint. What the heck? Poor Steves. I know, it's cruel treatment. I'm sorry, Steves. The Steve speech was so good in 3KO. I was like, this, she spoke so eloquently. I found Minecrab from a random suggestion. Best suggestion I've ever gotten. Aw, thank you, FL. That makes a lot. 6 years, yeah, it's true. I started this in 2020, and it's been a long time in it. Oh, hold on. I'm getting a call. I need to pick this up. I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. Sorry. I just got a call from my sister. She needs to be picked up from work. um, so she was just letting me know. Okay, let me catch up on the chat. Sorry about that. We should keep working on the Steve. Um, okay, you'll get to ImpDev eventually. Yes, I will. The 6-year anniversary is in a bit over 3 months. Wow. Yeah, because it was in June. June 2020 is when I started. During the pandemic, when I had lots of time, which is also when I started Minecraft. Well, I started in Puffingfish's Discord. It's like the first time I started spending a lot of time on Discord looking for discontinued features. 3KO said it's a good time to invest in Blue Crab stocks. To the moon. Okay, we were being abandoned. Sorry, I had to pick up a call. Okay, fun to see the new people coming to watch all of the other creators after the algorithm blessed 3KO. Yeah, 3KO deserves that many views. He did a fantastic job with those videos. I got into old Minecraft stuff through Bugmix a couple of years ago. Yeah, Bugmix is awesome as well. Um, yeah, I've been watching his series for a long time as well. Um, I hope to get as far as he is someday. I am still in Classic. He went through Classic much quicker than me. Like, I don't know, Classic 0.0.23a might have been in his first episode. Is either first or second? So it's like I'm leagues behind him. I'm going so much slower. Let's see. The way I found Blue Crab is in the NCDF wiki, actually because he technically did update suppression in one of the episodes. Yeah, um, that was in 19A_04. I hadn't seen anyone else do that before. I thought that was pretty funny. I didn't know if it would work. I got all that gravel up there, and then it broke it and it crashed. I'm like, wow, it actually works all the way back then, which I think is the start version for when you can do update suppression. Let's see. How long will it be until Minecraft reaches release 1.0? Oh man, 1.0 is actually a very far way away. Even though that's the first release of Minecraft, like we have all of InDev. Well, okay, just getting through classics first. All of InDev, all of InfDev, alpha, beta, and then you get to 1.0. So I would say a very long time till we get to 1.0. I went through the Rayworks Puffing Fish NCDF pipeline. Yes, I know Magikarp. That's the same pipeline I went through actually, because I found Puffing Fish through Ray's work, and that was like a dream when I found them because I had been looking at some of the similar stuff. I created my own spreadsheet trying to document discontinued features, and I found Puffing Fish, and he had found some that I had not even known about, like an end portal. I was like, wow, that's so cool. I joined his Discord, and then I met you, Patrick. And then we eventually created a separate discontinued features Discord. Let's see. I found Puff before Bugman myself as well. Yes. Puff, probably, let's see. But Puff was my main inspiration for Minecraft when I was starting. Um, I was like, I wanted to make my own series where I go through and get discontinued features. I want to start in the very first version and play through every single version of Minecraft. Because Puff up to that point had been starting in like beta 1.9. It's like there's some discontinued features in the earlier versions that I want to get as well. I need to start in the very first version. And also, I ended up, I'm kind of like, I don't want to miss anything, so I play it through it very slowly. I'm like going through all the changelogs in each version, even versions that don't end up having any discontinued features. But I eventually will get to the discontinued features once I update enough, I guess. Found Puff. Let's see. Also, I can't stick around, but I plan to watch this VOD. Oh, no need to watch the VOD. It's not too exciting content. Well, this is better than the previous stream I did, where we just filled in the block storage, which is still over there, by the way. It's covered by mushrooms now. But I think we filled in one or two slots, maybe like cobblestone. I thought, oh, this is a great thing to stream. I've just got a huge project I got to work on. I could just stream it. But it turns out that's not very exciting content. I think this is a bit more exciting because I can mess up and release the Steves on accident, which I might do right now because I need to get him into the cage where there already is one. I just randomly got recommended one of Bugman videos. I think I hadn't watched anything similar before. Yeah, Bugman. Bugman, he's one of the original creators. I mean, I'd love to make like a timeline of all the series because it's been a really cool evolution. Maybe you could start with Prototech into Puffingfish, his Unobtained series, and Bugman, and then I come after them. So they both preceded me. Are you planning on loading in the indev starter? I have made my own classic to indev converter 90% of the way there. And the 10% I haven't done was the TNT and arrow. So kind of small parts of the conversion. I needed to do testing with like, how are those saved? How can I convert them? I have this converter. I really need to finish it. My plan was, oh, I'll use it for Minecrab and then I'll release it with the episode, which I've done with some of my other tools. But it's taken a while to get to the end of Classic, longer than I was expecting. And I need to do more testing with what happens when you convert a Classic world to Indev. I think it will create an Indev house, but I'm not very sure about that yet. So I want to showcase that. Hopefully I will get the chance to. I mean, I'll show it anyway, even if it doesn't appear in our world. But I'm hoping that the Indev house will appear when we convert. All right. Well, now we have two Steves here. Let me turn on the sound. Okay, both of these are making sounds. And then if I go to this side, okay, the sounds are from the Steves over there. Shoot. Let's see if I can get far enough away. It still sounds loud. These guys aren't making sound, are they? Maybe I should put them on different blocks, so they would make different sounds. So these guys will be on stone. I don't know. And they're both in the hole. I'm pretty sure the indev house gets created. The save is missing the player or something like that. Yeah, it's something like that. It's like the player, I need to check. If you don't make a house, just rebuild it manually. Yeah, I could do that. I could recreate the house manually. If I don't get it, the indev chest, that would be a shame though, because there's a lot of cool items you can obtain in the indev chest. Oh, right now. Okay, this proves that they're not making sound, because they should be making the stone sound. But I'm hearing wood and grass, which is in the other cage. So if I go, I can just hear it pretty far away. Okay, let me fix this. Nope. There. Alright, now they can only make wooden sounds. The arc is pretty easy to make when it's only Steve. Yes, absolutely. I have room to fit plenty of Steve, I guess 4 Steves now. One of each type of mob. If we were doing this in modern Minecraft, we'd have a lot more mobs we'd have to put in here. Fortunately, I don't have to do that many. Use cloth to block out the sound. Cloth to block it. Oh, no. That won't work. It's like a skulk sensor. No, it's not a thing. It should be a thing. It works for skulk sensors. But sound. I'm surprised I can hear the sound coming from. Let's see, coming through over on this side. No, sorry. The sound went over here. Wow, I can hear them all the way down here. Like the sound range is pretty far on those Steves. So even when I'm over by these silent Steves, I can hear them. That's gonna be a good way to explain the episode. Skulk. That's in the next version, right? A little way, you know. 1 or 2 updates, I think. We'll get Skulk. Alright, now let's clean up. We've got all the Steves transported. We need to break these tunnels we created. Okay. Those leaves were actually part of the trees. These were trees I manually built. Trees like this, I mean, there should be one more down here. Trees like this generated in some of the classic 14 versions. We don't get any new generation in this world. Because, again, we're just stuck in one small world. I can't wait until he gets the waxed, slightly weathered cut copper stairs. Waxed, slightly weathered cut copper stairs is my favorite block in Minecraft. I've been watching a lot of NCSR Ranked, which is like speedrunning made competitive, and one of the clip channels is called Waxed, Slightly Weathered Cut Copper Stairs. I think that's what it's called. Clips. Like, people would choose different random items to name their channel after, and then they chose that name, and it just made me laugh so hard. Because why would you choose that for your channel name? Every time you want to search for them, you have to look up wax slightly weathered cut copper stairs clips. Okay, again, it doesn't really matter if I destroy these mushrooms, because all of the mushrooms are going to decay after an update. I made a mistake, and I'm going to describe what went on in the episode. But the mushrooms require stone, cobblestone, and gravel once you get to the survival test. Let me turn up the sound. I think it used to be the longest item name. Yeah, I think that's right. I think at one point it was something with polished blackstone, and then they added the copper in the 1. Copper wasn't that 1.17? Yeah, 1.17, and then that beat the blackstone. Okay, I'll get rid of this elevator too. All right, let me fill this in. So yeah, we got all the Steves there. This maybe was a lot of work for one joke. It's just going to be Noah's Ark. I know because I watched and still watch Phoenix XC a lot. Yeah, I watched his videos as well. It's good updates on what's going on in Minecraft world. Okay, oh yes, we also have to clean this up. So do I care enough to put them all back? I don't know if it really matters. Like, I don't mind having them spread out, really, I don't think. Okay. I'm going to fill in this gap because it's empty. But I do, let's see. You probably just break 2 blocks. Just beneath them. Yeah, that would work. That would all funnel them into a hole. Yeah, maybe I should just do that. Because I don't. Okay, they'll just be a little lower than they were originally if I do that. I could make like a staircase, and then it drops them into the hole, and that would get them all back to where they were originally. That would take a lot longer. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess I could do that. Let me try to. Oh, I need a glass block here though. Oh, wow, that didn't take too long. Okay, so if I create some type of staircase and cage, I think I had to do this once before. I think I broke one of the blocks on accident. And I had to do this. I mean, now I'm just remembering that. Okay. So we make some sort of cage. And then we get a staircase up here. And then they will just drop into here. So actually I can just make this like a tunnel. Okay, gotta be careful. Don't let them out. Like that. Yeah. That should let them climb up and fall in. So if I just run this long enough, they all should get in there eventually. Let me... I don't want to break a block. I'm just gonna go to my respawn point. It's fun corralling Steves. Or mobs, whatever you want to call them. I've heard them called mobs, Steves, humans, zombies. I've heard this has 4 different names for the same mob. Um, like internally they're called zombies, so I guess you could say that's the official name of them. But I don't think that's a very helpful name. So it's like, what should we actually call them? And then it just depends on whatever everyone else is calling them. I bet you were mad when you and crabs did the mob. Extremely mad. I mean, the crab was clearly the best mob they could have done. Ugh, I can't believe they went with armadillo. I created a video explaining how you could vote for the crab. I campaigned for the crab, and uh, when the armadillo won, when it was added to the game, I created a pit of lava, repeating command blocks to spawn them right above the lava, and I massacred them all. I hate armadillos. They should have been crabs. Didn't they say it was botted anyway? That's the only way the armadillo could have won. Crab was clearly the best choice. It was literally a blue crab. Yeah, that too. Like, you're gonna add a crab to Minecraft. The first color you think of, oh, it's probably gonna be orange or red. Maybe that's what a standard crab looks like. They actually chose to make it blue. It was perfect. It was perfect. I can't believe it lost. And the sad part is, on some of the other votes, they said, "Oh, whatever the losers are, we're gonna add those to the game." They didn't do that for that mob vote. Like, there's no guarantee they'll add the crab. They still could. I still hope they will. But unlike the old biome votes, they guaranteed to us that they're going to add the other biomes, the losers. So like we're still promised. I think the what is it, desert one? The one with the ostrich. There's the like baobab tree, and they still haven't given us that. But they never promised the crab because it lost. It would have been sad if you were no longer the Minecraft crab. Well, okay, yeah. That's true. I guess at least I'm the only crab now, but I could have used it. It would have been my icon. Honestly, if they added it, I might need to just update straight to that version. Like, straight from Classic to 1.21. I couldn't wait. I just need the crab in my world immediately. There's a Minecraft reference, Russ. That's what, yeah, yeah. It was actually, they looked at my channel and they're like, oh, we should add a crab for him. They made that mob just for me. Can you pretty much add the claw with the new attributes? Yeah, I believe so. I think they added an attribute for it. But it's like, you can't get in survival anymore. Maybe they'll add something else. No, they shouldn't add something else. They should just add the crab. Okay. Also, I wanted to check one thing. Um, so there was a small breach earlier when this guy got out. I was not sure if it was only him who got out. And if another one got out, it could have fallen here. So I'm going to listen. Okay, I need to get far away from those guys. Oh, Okay, I don't hear anyone. See, if it was in here, it would eventually like come onto this side, and then I would hear it, even though I should be out of range of all the ones that are making sound. Yeah, they'd be in range now. Oh. Okay, let me do that on the other side. Checking the sounds. Steve's are in here. This is supposed to be only for our discontinued Steve. I got too close to them. Alright, I think that's a good sign. So, for some reason, I'm picturing multiple Steves leaving that pit when I broke it. Could it have fallen in some other hole? There's a lot of holes in my world. Where else could it have fallen? Let me land in here. So if it escaped from there, there's one captured. It could have fallen in here, here. What's this? Oh, this was to get the water up. Okay, let's leave it there. Now, if it fell in here, it could just get back up. Oh, unless it fell in here. Eh. This is the combo lock. Oh, there is one. Well, this one's not making any sound. What? Oh, I thought it just disappeared. Okay, this one was already in here. This one I spawned a while ago, actually. I forgot about this guy. Okay, so this is not one of the ones that escaped, because it would be making sound. Alright. Cordy says it was just one. So, okay, that makes me feel better. Tried to get into the secret pool. Yeah. Combo locked pool. Alright. Alright, let me bring this guy over to the pit. I can already tell this is becoming a lot less dense. We're kind of moving their way back up here. Start closing it off. So giving them less area to explore, so they're more likely to go into the hole. Okay. Maybe not. I'll just wait a little longer. Because creating these holes actually might trap them a little. Okay. Let's bring this guy. This. There's whole like sleeve mechanics in these rooms. Instead of creating pipelines for, I don't know, items, you can create pipelines for Steves. You can maybe do some fun stuff with that. Like, I don't know. I can imagine you have like a 2D race thing, and they go like this, that, and then they can climb back up. So you can just put the Steves on display. Oh, that's mistreating me. I'm sorry, Steves. Okay. Is that on? This one should be making dirt sound. Oh, there we go. Alright. Oh, you know what? He could have jumped on that a bit. Okay, I think they're all back in here. It's just a matter of time till they go back into the hole. Hello! Hello, Roors. Or should I just say Roo? Usually I don't have to say your name out loud. Welcome to the stream. We've been messing with Steves in this version, moving them around. So we've got a hole here with all the Steves. that make sound, we're piping them out to Noah's Ark. I'll show you Noah's Ark. Let's just get rid of this. Awesome. So, in the next episode, I'm going to flood the entire world. Just what, like, every Classic player has to do at least once. I swear everyone who's played Classic has to flood the world, because who wouldn't? But as a joke, I'm creating Noah's Ark for that. So I'm going to have 2 of every mob here to be safe from that catastrophic flood. And for the joke, I had to transport Steves from over there into the boat, because I have the number of Steves that's at the cap. Like, I have no more Steves that I can spawn. If I press G, I no longer create Steves. And there's no way to destroy them, so you have to transport them to where you want. But at this point, we've got 2 Steves that make sound. And if I go up, there is 2 Steves that are silent. Those sounds are from the Steves on the other side. These would be making stone sounds. And they're going to survive the flood. How are you going to bring the water in? I should show that. You know, I never showed that. It's going to be a bug that I showcase in the next episode. This version is infamous for this bug, I think, because it's a really cool bug. When I like 2 episodes ago, I made Preparing for Survival. I said, the next 2 episodes, we're going to be busy. So it's best to prepare for survival now. And that was because one episode added sound, and I wanted to look at just sound for an episode. And then this episode has this glitch. So if you have water, and you place gravel or sand, the gravel or sand falls to the bottom of the water, but the water gets teleported up to where the falling block was. So you can bring water to a higher Y level. In fact, this is the first time we've been able to have water above Y31, which is sea level. No buckets, you know. So yeah, this is the first time we've been able to get water up. This was created because before now, gravel and sand would actually land on top of water. They were treated as like full blocks. Notch attempted to fix that, and he sort of did. Like, gravel and sand falls to the bottom, but it also transports the water that they destroy to where the gravel or sand was. I could do it all the way up here. Gravel falls, you bring water up here. So I'm going to use that to bring it all the way to the top of the world. In my real world, I'm just going to save that one block at the top of the world. And the reason to save one is, as long as you have one water source at the highest height possible, you have access to water anywhere in the world. You could pipe that water at the limit to the side, down, to anywhere else in the world. But on a backup, my plan is to update that water without any, holding pipes. So it will just spread across the whole world. And before I do that, I can show off Noah's Ark. With 2 of every mod. Will you play in 0.24 as well? I'm not going to play in this world in 0.24, because that requires the saving mod, and my plan was not to use any modded versions, so I was not planning to play in 0.24. I only wanted to use the vanilla saving. So just weirdly implemented displacement. Yeah, that's it. Weirdly implemented displacement. I'm actually interested if someone was to look in the code. I'm sure someone's done this already. Maybe I should do it as well. How did Notch make that mistake? Like, it seems to me like you'd have to specifically go out of your way to implement that. Make it so the water teleports up to where the gravel or sand was. Like, what was he trying to do when he wrote that? I mean, definitely the gravel should be set at the bottom of the water, but it should just be air where the gravel started. It shouldn't be the water that it lands into. Gotta get fern flower on my computer again. What's fern flower? I don't know what that is. Alright, the Steve enclosure here is getting smaller. We're reclaiming our land. Oh wow, it's just what, 5? All the others have gone up. Oh, he falls is 4. So if I shrink the area here, I think make it more likely that they will jump up on that ledge. So I can do that. Coming out. There. Okay. It's 1 block smaller. Oh, okay, gotta be careful here. Don't accidentally make a step. Let me turn off sound again. Kind of loud. Alright, I think we are getting pretty close to finishing here. Just cleaning up at this point. We've already got the Steves up into the boat, which was the main goal of this episode. Fernflower is a Java decompiler. Oh, okay. I've used a bunch of different decompilers. I don't think I've used Fernflower before. My favorite now is Fever. Sky showed me Fever, and it's very easy to use for like early Minecraft versions that don't have official decompiling obfuscation mappings. You just put in the version name and it gives you the decompiled code, which is awesome. This is the version the movie was based on, for sure. The movie? Well, we don't have any Never or Piglins. This was the version that the remake was based off, which is pretty cool. Um, what? Oh, sorry, this is the closed house one. That gave me a hard time. Okay, so what are we down to? 2 Steves. I watched the Minecraft movie in theater. It's kind of funny. A lot of people hated on it, but I thought it was funny. Alright. Now the area is getting really small. Yeah, good. Okay, 1 left. This one gets back in the hole. We've put them all back. Yeah, close that off a little more. Come on out. You have survived the longest out of all the Steves that make noise. Wait, don't go out this way. Oh, you should fall in. There we go. Alright, we've returned all the Steves here. That is good cleanup. Hopefully I don't need to take any more out. I don't think I will. Because, again, after I update 1 more time, all the Steves are going to disappear. I think this is the last thing I need any of the Steves for. Especially any of the sound-making Steves. Alright, so I cleaned that up. Cleaned the pipe. From there over to here. And I think this elevator is cleaned up. And then another pipe from there to the boat. I think the last part that needs cleanup is maybe the boat. Yeah, I still got the elevators there, and I broke some of the wood. Okay. Let me go up here. Fix this boat. Alright, gotta be careful not to accidentally drop them out of here. What did the boat look like originally? Alright, just gotta copy from this side, I think. So it's like this. That? Yeah, that looks right. This is the rudder. Okay. This ship was based off the shipwreck from my modern Minecraft. I made some modifications though, especially since I don't have any slabs or fences. So I just have to use solid blocks. Alright, now I gotta fix this elevator. Okay, let's see. Oh wow. Alright, it looks like this bottom of the boat continues like that. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, from the outside that all looks good. I might need to fix some blocks on the inside. So let's look at that. And I think that would be it for the stream. Honestly, didn't take as long as I thought. I think, let's see, when did I start? Like an hour ago? 2 hours ago? I thought the seas would be a lot harder to move upwards, but that elevator kind of works well. Just wait for them to jump, and then you can place a block under them. So really, I think the horizontal movement took longer than vertical. All right, two noisy Steves over here with the step sound. Okay, this is a weird cage. Let me put it like that. And it should be wood. Make sure this is symmetrical. Why is this look wrong? Oh, wait, that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So two in that cage right there. And then two. Oh, I want to put sleeves. Two over here. Yeah, break that. There we go. I think that is it. An hour and 40. Okay, that not as long as I thought it would take. Um, I will have to do more streams in the future. The opportunity for a stream presented itself. I think it works best when I have kind of a large project I need to work on, and I don't think it will spoil anything major. Which in the last episode it really didn't happen. I was just kind of showcasing JavaScript changes for most of the episode, so that's not something I can really live stream. But this was perfect. I was like, oh, I got a large project here. I can live stream while I do it, and it was more fun than just placing blocks like last time, or not last time. If you was it last time? That might have been the last stream I did. It was just placing blocks, which I can show over here. We have our block storage for the survival tests still intact, which took a very long time to build. In here, these took a very long time to build. And I created a backup after each one of them because I didn't want to lose all that progress. This is just the top. Each one I think is 10 by 10. Yeah, 10 by 10. And it goes all the way from ground level to bedrock. So this is all ready for survival test. Yeah, so that was the last stream. I think I just filled in this. Um, that was a very repetitive task. I was like, after I did the cobblestone, I'm like, I don't want to show all of them. I could keep streaming for all the other blocks, but it wasn't that interesting. Yeah, so I think that is it for the stream. We have prepared the Noah's Ark for episode 20. Thank you guys for watching. You've got to see some of the behind the scenes. And stay tuned for the episode. Bye, guys.